I would like to thank my fellow panelists and everyone who has testified and offered testimony that will not be heard publicly for Winter Soldier, Iraq and Afghanistan eyewitness accounts of the occupation. It has been the utmost honor, more honor than I ever gained from putting on a uniform, to sit up here with the greatest patriots of American history. Thank you.
The things that I did consisted of hurting innocent individuals and destroying the lives and the homes and the people that I came in contact with. And because of that, that's why I'm here, and I am talking about the crimes that I had committed.
If the public would have seen Winter Soldier, the first Winter Soldier, we had hoped that it would change our country's direction and that people would learn that war is just organized murder and it's not a civilized mechanism for conflict resolution. But the film was buried. I don't know what the corporate media is doing about this because I haven't seen it yet. But the people's media, the internet, it's all over.
We come from a very rich tradition of resistance in the military, and it would be crazy to not draw inspiration and knowledge and strength from that tradition. So we've relied on them a great deal for advice and for all kinds of help.
I witnessed one detainee being kicked around on the ground in the mud, rolled over again and again. The agent was just kicking him with his foot, just rolling him over in the mud, pouring water on his face. You know, the whole waterboarding thing. And another detainee was standing there with a bag over his head and was forced to carry a huge rock until he just physically couldn't do it anymore and just collapsed. That image seared itself into my mind's eye, and I can't forget it. I won't forget it. I'm sorry. As I wrap this up, I just want to say two things. The longer we live as a human race, we're supposed to be getting smarter and wiser and better. And to the vets that we're trying to bring home alive, decades from now, when you got your grandchild sitting on your knee bouncing in front of you, just try to remember what we did here today under the flag.
It can be difficult being here, seeing all these testimonies. It's quite empowering, and I don't see how it couldn't be. But for those of us with PTSD, I guess it impacts a little bit more.
I did testify at Winter Soldier, and I'm the main person that you will see in the film. My picture's on the cover of the DVD, and I testified to a lot of bad things that I did. Murdering people, women and children, seeing people who had their heads cut off. I can't do this part, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
For those who've deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan, we know that a year becomes a month becomes a day, and a day becomes a second that repeats over and over and over again, not just for your tour, but the rest of your life.
When we came home, we were not supported by the veterans. I know what that feels like. These guys have support, and that's why I'm here.
Not that any interview is more important than the other, but one that holds a very special place in my heart was of a woman who was recording us talking to the people of Iraq. And I'm going to treasure that for the rest of my life because they're beautiful. Those people over there are beautiful, and they don't deserve this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I have yet to hear any actual soldier say, "What are you doing?" They've all understood because the stories we're telling are stories they themselves have seen. They may not be yet at the level of speaking up, but they know that they're true.
And if you had one message for Iraqis who are watching this, what would it be?
I'm sorry we were over there. I'm sorry for the hate that I inflicted on the Iraqi people. I'm sorry for the lives that I destroyed, for the families that I destroyed. The Marine Corps turned me into a monster and I bought into it. And I'm sorry I didn't realize and call them out on it earlier. I can't go back in time to change the things that I did. All I can do is make people aware of it. And I'm sorry that it took me so long to realize that. I'm no longer the monster that I once was. And I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to do any of that shit. I didn't want to.
On their website. 5-year anniversary of the war in Iraq, in which his son, other kids.
Sorry.
You know, what you're doing now is so courageous, and there's